we're on the Check Understanding of Module 3, Lesson 3, not Check Understanding, I'm sorry, On Your Own. So let's start it up. It says, Javier exercises for 2.5 hours every Saturday. His exercise includes two parts. So he does cardio and he does weightlifting. If he spends the same amount of time on both parts, how many hours does he spend weightlifting? So let's look at our hint. It says, you're dividing the amount of time Javier exercises. So he spends blank hours weightlifting. So the amount of time that he's doing this is 2.5. So we're going to be dividing it by 2. We're doing 2.5 divided by 2 because it's asking to divide it between the two of them. So let's go ahead and exit this, clear this out. We're doing 2.5. So so we have 2.5 divided by 2. Remember, when we're dividing by a whole number, we put 1 under it. And now we need to change this mixed number right here into an improper fraction. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So 5 over 2. Division changes to multiplication, then we flip. So 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 2 is 4. We get 1 and 1/4. So over here, we're going to be typing in 1 and 1/4. We can check it out. We got it right. Number 2. A baker would like to store 12 3/4 pounds of flour in containers that each hold 3.5 pounds of flour. How many containers will the baker need? So first, we have 12 3/4 divided by 3 and 1/2. Now I need to change that out a little bit. So the 12 3/4, we're going to be changing that because that is a mixed number. So we're going to change that to an improper fraction so we can actually do something with it. So I have 12 3/4 divided by 3 and 1/2. 12 times 4 is 48 plus 3. We have 48, 49, 50, 51 over 4. Division changes to multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7 over 2. And we're going to flip it to 2 over 7. So right here we have 51 over 4. And our other one was times 2/7. I'm going to get back and I'm going to solve it. So 2 becomes a 1, 4 becomes a 2. So 51 times 1 is 51. 2 times 7 is 14. And now we're going to get it to be a mixed number. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to divide it. 14 can't go into 5. I can go into 51, and let's do some little multiplications to see what we can do. Okay, so if I do 14 times 4, 4 times 4 is 16. 4, 5, so that would be 56. That one's too big, so we're going to put the 3, because 4 times 3 we said was 42. We're going to borrow. 11 minus 2 is 9, so we get 3 and 9/14 as our answer. So we can only have a whole amount, so our answer is going to be 3 there. Sorry, it should be 4, because I need a little bit of extra. So check it out, it's 4. A rectangular garden has an area of 46.5 square feet. If the garden is 7.5 feet long, how many feet wide is it? So we're going to divide the area of the garden by the length. So 46.5 divided by 7.5. If you take 46 times 2, 6 times 2 is 12, 8, 9, plus 1, we get 93 over 2. Division changes to multiplication. Over here with 7.5, 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15. So I get 15 over 2. I'm going to flip that, cross off my 2's and get 1's. I get 93 over 15. And I'm going to change that into a mixed number because it's an improper fraction. So 15, let's try 6 and see where that gets us. 5 times 6 is 30. 6, 7, 8, 9. So I get 90 there. So 15 times 6 is 90. 3 minus 0 is 3. So I get 6 and 3/15. Since I didn't cross cancel with my 93 and my 15, I am going to have to simplify here because 3 goes into 3 once and 3 goes into 15 5 times. Okay, so we're going to get 6 and 1. See what that was? Beth. Let's check it out. There we go. Number 4. Did I hit 4? Number 4. Kim is building a fence that's 32.5 feet long. She has already put in the first poles in place. There will be additional posts every 2.5 feet. How many additional posts? So we're going to take along the fences and we're going to divide it by where the posts are going to go. So I have 32.5 divided by 2.5. So 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So we get 5 over 2. 32 times 2 is 64 plus 1 is 65. So 65 over 2. Division changes into multiplication. I'm going to take 5 over 2 and flip it to 2 over 5. My 2's cancel out to be 1's. 5 goes into 5 once, and 5 goes into 65 13 times. So our answer is going to be 13. Number 5. Dana has a piece of lumber that is 22 3/4 feet long. She needs pieces that are 3 1/4 feet long. How many pieces can she cut from the 22 3/4 piece of lumber? So if you look at your hint, it'll say divide the length of the piece of lumber by the length she needs. So we're going to do 22 3/4 divided by 3 1/4. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 is 13. So we get 13 over 4 here. Over here, 4 times 22 is 88. So if you need to look at that, we get 8 and 8. Plus 3, we get 88, 89, 90, 91. So 91 over 4. Division changes to multiplication. We're going to take 13 over 14 and we're going to flip it to 4 over 13. The 4's cancel out. We get 91 over 13 and we're going to divide that. And try it by 7. 3 times 7 is 21. 7, 8, 9. So it's actually going to go in there evenly. The answer is 7. Number 6. We're going to divide 2 and 5/6 divided by a half. So this one's pretty straightforward here. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 5 is 17 over 6. Division changes to multiplication, then we're going to flip it. The 2 becomes a 1, the 6 becomes a 3. So I get 17 over 3. I'm going to divide that. 3 goes into 17 5 times because that is 15. So I get 5 2/3. Number 7. We're doing 5 1/5 divided by 3. Remember, when we have a whole number, we put a 1 under it. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 1 is 26. So I have 26 over 5. Division changes to multiplication, then we're going to flip. I cannot do any cross canceling here. So I get 26 over 15. I'm going to divide that. 15 goes into 26 once. So 1 11/15. Number 8. 1 2/5 divided by 2 3/10. 1 1/5 divided by 2 3/10. So we're going to multiply. We get 5 plus 1 is 6. So we get 6 over 5. Division changes to multiplication. Before I can do the reciprocal up here, I need to change it to an improper fraction. So 2 times 10 is 20, plus 3 is 23 over 10. I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it. And I know that 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 10 twice. 6 times 2 is 12. 1 times 23 is 23. So 12 over 23. Got it right. Number 9. 3/4 divided by 2 3/8. So this 3/4 just gets to come straight down. It's already a normal fraction. Division changes to multiplication. And before we can do anything with the 2 3/8, we need to change it to an improper fraction. So 2 times 8 is 16, plus 3 is 19 over 8. We're going to take that, we're going to flip it. We're going to cross cancel because 4 goes into 8 twice and 4 goes into 4 once. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 19 is 19, so 6/19.